Deinonychus makes its Ascended arrival. Dino TLC entries are live and running. And Genesis Part 1 Community Creature Submission. You're right, kids, it's Raasclark and welcome to your regular ARK Community News. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. Because Community Crunch 474 confirms the arrival of the Deinonychus when Valguero comes to Ascended on September the 30th. I mean, we would have been a bit miffed if we didn't see this arrive, but it's great to see it confirmed and looking as gorgeous as ever. Certainly one of the more popular choices throughout the community, one of your favourite creatures when it comes to travelling and certainly going into caves. The all-rounder egg-stolen, kind of gliding while falling with style. Bleeding Monster is back in its ASA glory and seems to be sporting a brand new saddle. Don't know whether this is some artist's impressions, seeing a sleeping bag roll on the back of the saddle, and can we see a Deinonychus egg at the back there? I'm guessing it's just for effect, but could we be seeing the possibility of being able to snatch up Deinonychus eggs on this new version of Valguero? But if you know what a Deinonychus is, it's an absolute monster when it comes to certain boss fights in particular. I'm wondering if they're going to bring in those attacks to replicate exactly how they played out in ASE. And well, if you know Dragon, look out, this thing is coming for you and coming for your heart. An almost seen starter creature when you consider all you've got to do is steal an egg right under its nose and get away and get that thing hatched. They're looking as colourful and as feathery as ever, and Wildcard explaining it isn't just fast, it climbs, pounces and latches onto its prey with terrifying precision, so you'll still be able to cling to walls, cliffs or whatever else as you claw your way, attach yourself to dinos and shred things apart. And we've got our very first look at Valguero in this shot, though not revealing too much at all. We can only see a Tapawara at the back there, as well as a Bronto, and not really exactly sure where we are here. There's some debate on whether the survivor in this photo is sporting a new armor type, a new headband. Could it be? Maybe. I'm still going to go with an artist impression on this one, just something to look cool, and the fact is cosmetic skins are a mainstay now in ARK. It could just be one of them, right? Or maybe it is a new armor type, I guess. Only time we'll see with this new revised version of a map that was made by the Fjorda and later Astraeus creator Nakatus, who since then of course has learned so much more. We're very much looking forward to what this new version of Valguero brings. Nakatus himself just recently said he's starting to get crazy excited for this. Wasn't a big fan of it in ASE since it was the first map that he worked on, but damn, he's proud of how this version has turned out. I am very excited to see this, seeing Nakatus' work, being a big fan of his work throughout every single map that he's brought, and knowing and seeing every bit of knowledge he's acquired since then, what he's really going to do with this version of this map. And the date still stands, September the 30th. It's arriving to us, so only really a few weeks to go, and you can get tuck in, dive in and see what this brings to us. So you might have heard already the extra life events that Wildcard host every year won't this time be a 24-hour live stream. Instead, it's going to be a fundraiser, and in turn, they're going to give us TLC on the creatures that we choose. Anyone who donates simply needs to write a hashtag followed by the dino of their choosing, with each $1 donating equaling 1 vote, so a $50 donation will equal to 50 votes. And for every 30,000 raised during this period, they'll unlock a Dino TLC pass to total up to 120,000 for exactly 5 dinos. But there's some big caveats surrounding this that I'm surprised to see. The big one, of course, is it must be a rideable or shoulder pet, which I've got to say is a bit of a shame to see. We recently just did a video just yesterday that went through some creatures that really deserve some love and attention, and a lot of them not falling under these categories. So that's things like the Titanoboa, the eel, creatures I think really need some attention. And at that, it must be a tameable creature, and not surprising to see it has to be a creature from the island. So it's looking at those specific classic creatures, no creatures from Scorched Earth, Aberration or whatever else. Not surprised about that one. We're looking at those really old creatures that need that love more than most, and certainly excluding any creature that had a TLC following that, with a complete list including the Argentavis, Direbear, Direwolf, Gigantopithecus, Mammoth, Parasaur, Procoptodon, Raptor, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Sabertooth, Sarco, Spino, Stego and Trike. And with Wildcard using one particular dino as an example, and a lot of your comments in our recent video, I'm not surprised one of these will certainly be the Giga. It's going to happen, definitely. But you ultimately are going to decide with your wallets. If there's a billionaire out there with a lot of cash in their pockets, we could see any manner of creatures getting through the vote to be that TLC creature. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, especially, you know, with opinions on certain creatures, my opinions, your opinions, and how diverse ranged that's going to be. We've done a number of top 10s in the past on TLC creatures that really do need some work. Visually as well, especially, there's a lot of creatures out there I think need just at least a facelift if possible. And I wonder if following this, maybe Wildcard might pay attention to these. Maybe the fact that they've said only rideable and shoulder pets, that they're going to be looking at these other creatures instead themselves. Fingers crossed that's going to be the case. And the fact is, there's a lot of you out there that have got your own favourite creatures, so you're obviously going to be pushing that favourite creature to be a more better version that it currently is, and really going to be interesting to see how much this one is swayed. Going to try my best not to influence this one too much. Want to make sure it's a unanimous decision across the board, but really can't wait to see what turns up to be that one. To donate, simply head to this page where the funds go straight through to Extra Life, so don't worry about Wildcard taking a cut. I've seen a few people questioning this, that Wildcard are getting paid to do this. No, this is all going through their charity live stream function. They're not getting a dime out of this. It's just getting their work hours in to create these posts. Whatever's raised for this, it's time out of being developed for something else. And I understand the opinions on we should be just getting TLC no matter what, but I guess this is the segue. This is the delivery. Wildcard said they haven't got the time for Extra Life and an Extra Life charity stream this year, so this is the offering instead. And hey, it's a room, it's a venue for us to go through, push through our TLC choices instead of them doing it in this case. And why not? I guess it's all for a good cause and we get something great back from it. Let's do it. Let's get involved. Let's raise some money, and I'll definitely be doing my part with Aaron Longstaff. Watch this space. I'll be on that team members list in the coming weeks. Quick side note, with a bunch of patches and fixes that recently rolled out, there's one interesting little tiny QOL nobody's talking about, and we're not even quite sure when this arrived. Hillbilly Willy showed me this on stream last night. It turns out any eggs you throw down to get incubated will now notify you with a colour scheme whether it's ready to incubate, cold or too hot, which I think is a really cool addition. It's something very subtle, and yeah, I know egg incubators are now in the game, so how often is this going to be used? But either way, it's great to see. I love this. And nobody's talking about it. I don't think Wildcard ever mentioned this anywhere. Why is it in the patch notes? But now you know through this. But for those of you especially, I guess, that won't be participating in the TLC charity fundraiser, there's going to be a community creature submission once again. Surprising to see. It's been a long time since we had the last one. And there's going to be a new voting round for the next core story map after Lost Colony, which of course is Genesis Part 1. Good to hear this map for the very first time. A map we're getting at some point next year that Wildcard delayed because they really wanted to give it more attention to figure out exactly what they wanted, acknowledging the feedback given for this one. And I'm hoping to see a complete change of how Genesis 1 plays out, with my personal opinion being let's remove these split off divided biomes. Let's find a way to segue a route to each and every biome in the world, and definitely an evolved stage in ARK's development, bringing a new wave of tech, a new mission system of course, and easier ways to obtain elements, a wealth of new interesting creatures to tame, and there's going to be a brand new one for you to tame, for you to submit first, with submissions opening in the coming weeks, with Wildcard explaining, start brainstorming your creature concepts and familiarize yourself with the rules with this one, because as per previous creature submissions, it will still need to be a real world extinct or prehistoric creature. Kind of a bit odd when you consider that this map's purely pretty much fantasy, and even the creatures, the new creatures we get to tame on this one, are all fantasy creatures too. But I get there's got to be some limit there. If you just open the door on fantasy, we could get all crazy manner of ideas out there. So I guess they're just trying to keep it all within some sort of categorized box, with encouragement on supplemental information, any wiki links or images if you can get them. Fascinated to see what Studio Wildcard plans are for this new version of Gen 1, and could possibly Lost Colony even reflect what this is meant or going to be. That's a wonder there, isn't it? Are they going to be amending the lore somewhat, seeing that they're going to be introducing a wealth of new lore to discover when that map comes to us at the end of the year? And that's your lot, and dare I ask you to comment below what creature you plan to be submitting as part of the TLC charity live stream. But let's find out, right? Until the next one, my name is Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, peace out.